Hey, 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 happy Wednesday. Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McAleer, back once again as your host here at The Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. So, first off, before we start rocking and rolling, I see the Madman is in chat saying hello. Last night was super bizarre here doing the show because my chat window showed nothing. It just showed like my typical opener where it's like, hey, happy Tuesday, everybody. And then nothing. So it was very, very strange because I did the whole show and there wasn't a single person in chat. And it has been a long time since there was no one in chat during a live stream. But I thought, hey, it's possible. Anything's possible. So strangely enough, it was actually the YouTube chat client, because I know there's another like kind of plugin that I've kind of an app that I've used before, and it can bring in like different, if I'm streaming to different locations, which I don't do anymore anyway. I only stream to YouTube. But when I was doing Twitch and YouTube, it would pull the chat from both. And I kept using it after I stopped streaming on Twitch. And sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. So I was like, enough of that. I'm just going to make sure that I'm using just the YouTube chat window. Strangely enough, last night, it wasn't working. Although everyone else was in chat talking about does Jeff not like us today? What's going on here? So we got the Madman and we got Flaming Huron in chat right now. Do want to point out that tonight is Wednesday, October 30th. It is episode 387 of The Daily Dope. As I mentioned, this is a live show. This is a live stream, so there are people hanging out in chat. If you are watching live, by all means, chime in. It is not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of the more unusual commenters at bay, but I do pay attention to the chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you have a question or even a comment, by all means, please chime in. I will respond. Of course, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because if you ring that little bell, that is like a little notifier. It kind of opens up some notifications for you. It'll tell you exactly when this stream goes live, as well as when I upload some standalone videos, of which there will be plenty coming very soon. In fact, towards the end of this week, as well as over the weekend, even with the big gaming marathon that we're doing on Saturday, there will still be standalone videos that are popping up. So, of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. By now you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Of course, tell a friend, tell two friends. Hey, and Dan from No Enemies here has arrived as well in chat. So we're off and running as far as chat goes. Got a good portion of news tonight. I've got some interesting stuff to tackle. Before I move into that, do want to mention that thegaminggang.com is still undergoing some modifications, some changes. It is almost finished. The redesign is almost done. There are just a couple of things that I'm kind of stuck on. And for some strange reason, everything I try to do with this kind of hacked together theme is not working, strangely enough. I am having one hell of a time keeping the little sidebar on the post pages, what they call sticky, so that when you scroll down the page, it will not go anywhere. It does not go scrolling up out of sight. And for some reason, everything I try, I cannot figure out why this is not working. So that is one of the things I'm messing around with. And then the other thing is I'm looking to try to pull some review scores from the reviews and actually share that information where it's like an overlay on some of the images, especially on the landing page, the front page. So I'm messing around with that. So, yeah, I'll iron things out by the end of the weekend. Hopefully everything will be done. Hubcam210 is in chat, too. Good to see you, Hubcam. Welcome aboard. So let's get on into the news tonight. As I mentioned, I've got quite a bit popping. I do want to mention there is kind of a fun-looking dance-themed introductory board game. It's going to be coming next year. It is actually like third quarter of next year. But I thought it seemed kind of interesting. It is from Hit Point Sales, and I've got the dope on Dance Card. Dance Card is a tactical gateway game set during a high school homecoming dance. All of the players take on the roles of students and have the objective of dancing with each of their personal dance partners before anyone else. The first person to do so wins. The contemporary setting, vibrant art style, and unique theme is designed to appeal to younger players, those new to the tabletop hobby, and parents who want a game to help their kids transition into the world of hobby gaming. Despite being a gateway game, Dance Card, with an exclamation point, also provides plenty of challenge and replay value for more experienced players as well. The most important aspect of Dance Card is its cast. Rather than include generic students, each of the 32 playable characters in Dance Card are completely unique, with their own style and personal abilities. To better reflect the real contemporary world that high school students live in today, the cast of Dance Card is designed to be inclusive and representative of many different cultures, orientations, and dress styles. Dance Card is for 1 to 4 players. It's for ages 10 and up. It'll play in around 45 minutes and will carry an MSRP of $50 when it arrives in like Q3 of next year. Which I was kind of surprised that we had that kind of information about this game already, especially like MSRP. Usually we don't have an MSRP like 8 months before something releases. But this game actually originally came out, I want to say this came out in 2016. And I don't believe it was English. I think this might be the first time that this is going to be available in English. And Hit Point Sales is actually, if I remember correctly, I think they were acquired by Fun Again. So Hit Point Sales is not necessarily a game company. They were kind of a distributor. So, interesting. We shall see. We shall see. All right, moving right along. Warlord Games is getting ready to unleash the Judge Dredd miniatures game. I've got the dope. 40. Well, I shouldn't say 40. I need a sip real quick. Funny enough, I had just finished up dinner about 2 minutes before I went live. Hopefully I don't like have sauce all over me or something like that. Anyway, let's get on with the dope about the Judge Dredd minis. 400 million people, and everyone a potential criminal. Welcome to the world of Mega City 1 and Judge Dredd. He is the law. I know it's coming. Let's see who does it first in chat. Build a force and take to the streets, playing as the Justice Department or one of their many enemies. Bring the law to the streets of Mega City 1 with the brand new Judge Dredd miniature game. Stamp out the gangs or stick it to the judges. Stick it to the man. Players of Strontium Dog might find a few familiar ideas within these core rules for Judge Dredd. This game heavily expands on those skirmish rules, however, to reflect the urban environments of Mega City 1. The Judge Dredd rulebook contains everything you need to know about playing the game and includes rules for fighting within buildings and using vehicles. As well as a number of scenarios, there are rules for developing your chosen faction in a series of linked Games. As well as a softback copy of the rules in the starter set, you'll receive 10 miniatures in the new Warlord resin, 8 block gang members, and 2 street judges to begin your skirmishes in Mega City 1. In the box, you'll also find a double-sided full-color play mat and all the dice and tokens you'll need to get playing. The Judge Dredd starter game box set will carry an MSRP of $80, while the rule book, which I believe is going to be a hardcover, is going to be available for $40 standalone. This is supposed to come out the end of this year, so I'm thinking it should be pretty soon, because I did see something mentioning that if you got your pre-order in before October 20th, which of course today's the 30th, but it was saying that you could get your rulebook signed by the author. I think it's Andy Chambers did this as well. Interestingly enough, I think Warlord Games picked up the rights to do Judge Dredd minis back in 2016. They kind of released some miniatures in that. I don't remember really there being much of a miniatures rule system that they rolled out with. For some strange reason, maybe I'm wrong. Somebody out there, I'm sure, will correct me if I am. But I could have swore that Warlord actually released kind of like a free download of Judge Dredd skirmish rules at one point a couple of years ago, but then not much after that. So these minis do look cool. And I have to say, the special miniature that you get if you order the starter game box from Warlord is looking pretty sweet. It looks like it's Judge Dredd and Judge Death. Kind of, I think Dredd's got death by the throat or something along those lines. So pretty sweet, pretty cool. Moving right along, my friends over at Columbia Games are looking to bring their second Fog of War game to PC and Mac. I've got the dope on the Julius Caesar Kickstarter. Julius Caesar is a 2-player game depicting the later Roman civil wars, 49 to 45 BC. The forces of Caesar are pitted against those of Pompey. Julius Caesar brings the drama of the Roman civil war to life. Players take control of the legions of Caesar or Pompey and fight to rule Rome as emperor. Julius Caesar is a card-driven block game. Use cards to move, levy, or play an event. 13 victory point towns or cities are depicted on the game board of the Mediterranean. Take command of Caesar's veteran legions or Pompey sprouting young legions around the Mediterranean. You decide how best to defend or conquer the Republic. Yes, you can cross that Rubicon whenever you want. When endless possibilities at your disposal makes this game keep your adrenaline pumping. For some reason that sentence did not come out right. There is only one thing you have to wonder about. Are you ready to prove that you deserve to be the Emperor of Rome? Come prove it in this game. Now, as I mentioned, this is a Kickstarter for the PC and Mac version. So there is a very short video. So let's kick back and give it a watch. No, I forgot to load up the video, for crying out loud. Oh, jeez. Hey, told you. I was finishing up dinner right before I came down here. All right, so I gotta be honest, the video, it was like 50 seconds long, and it was just showing some additional graphics for the most part, telling you a little bit about the game. But I gotta say, this is pretty cool because this launched today. This is a very short Kickstarter. It is already fully funded, and you can reserve a copy of the digital game with a Steam key for a $19 pledge through November 11th. There is a downloadable demo, too, that you can grab to check the game out. So, expected delivery, here's something else very interesting as well, is December of this year. So, pretty quick turnaround on this. As I mentioned, there is a demo, too, so you can check out the demo. I will have a news piece about this up as well. I'll include the video It's pretty short, like I said. It's only, like I said, about 50 seconds long. But the other cool thing is the Gaming Gang review, my review of Julius Caesar is actually quoted on the Kickstarter. So I was like, oh, hey, cool. I was like, pretty sweet. I like seeing that. Because I did review the box game, the actual board game itself, about 8 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago. And I really did enjoy it. I did like it quite a bit. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Call of Cthulhu, because it's Halloween tomorrow. And new Comet Games has a Sea of C adventure supplement. It is up for crowdfunding right now, and I've got the dope. A Time for Sacrifice is a Call of Cthulhu 7th edition adventure book set in the classic 1920s era, licensed by Chaosium. The book contains a series of 3 adventures set in the Mesoamerican setting, including the Mayan society. This book will feature the beautiful artwork of Eldorado Campagnolo? Taking a stab here. Brought to you by New Comet Games, the same people who brought you the award-winning Call of Cthulhu book, Devil's Swamp. We are planning for each of these 3 adventures to be approximately 50% longer than standard Call of Cthulhu scenarios. I didn't realize that there was kind of a set length for CFC scenarios. Maybe there is. I don't know. Additional scenarios will be added when we reach certain stretch goals. The first 3 adventures are already well into production and being playtested. The artwork is underway, and the remainder of our staff is ready to get to work on this book as soon as the campaign is funded. The book will be published in softcover, but if we reach specific stretch goals, we'll upgrade the books to hardcover. The first 3 adventures to be included will be An Egg Out of Time by Ben Burns, Pyramid Scheme by Brian Courtemanche, and Doorway to the Gods by Ben Burns. Each of the included missions are standalone. However, a creative keeper could easily stitch them together into a campaign. A Time for Sacrifice is already 350% funded, and you can reserve a copy of the supplement in PDF for a $15 pledge, or score the physical book and PDF for a $36 pledge through November 21st. Expected delivery is April of next year. So this does seem pretty interesting as far as Call of Cthulhu. Like I said, the company did release what was it? Devil's Swamp. Why do I say? I wanted to say Deep Swamp. It's Devil's Swamp, which actually did very well. It was very well received. So I see that John Vogel and Kabuki Kid are popping in to chat as well tonight. Cool deal. So also, just in time for Halloween, there is a new bundle of holding. And since we're talking Lovecraft, we're going to keep rolling with that because it is a Trail of Cthulhu offer, which is going to be tough to pass. And I've got the dope. Investigator! We've resurrected for a 3rd time our May 2014 Trail of Cthulhu bundle featuring star designer Kenneth Height's horror tabletop role-playing game of Mythos Investigations using the Gumshoe system from Pelgrane Press. It is a pretty long sentence there. This collection provides the core trail rulebook and everything you need to uncover dark, Lovecraftian plots by demented cultists in your own 1930s detective campaign. For just $9.95, you get all 4 titles, and this revived offers starter collection, which carry a retail value of $43, as PDF ebooks, including the complete Trail of Cthulhu rulebook, the pulp-style adventure collection, Stunning Eldritch Tales, the Keeper's Resource Book and Screen, and the atmospheric music soundtrack, Four Shadows. And if you pay more than this offer's threshold price of $21.95, you'll level up and also get this Revival's entire bonus collection with 5 more titles worth an additional $65. It'll include the Armitage Files, 10 mysterious clue-filled documents by Robin D. Laws, ready-made for improvised sandbox-style adventures based on the player's interpretations. Bookhounds of London, Kevin Height's campaign setting of disreputable hustlers who sell rare mythos texts and sometimes defend humanity from their own customers. There's the Book of Smoke, also known as The Occult Guide to London. Paula Dempsey's companion volume to Bookhounds is a primer for the dismal 1930s fog of London. We also have Arkham Detective Tales Extended Edition, 5 law enforcement investigations by Gareth Ryder Hanrahan, as well as Rough Magics. Ken Hite explains the rules of magic for investigators and mythos creatures alike. Keep in mind, 10% of your payment after payment gateway fees will be donated to this offer's designated charity, Human Rights Watch. This bundle does run through November 17th. There is an all-new companion offer as well, Cities of Cthulhu, which features more recent scenarios and supplements, including Cthulhu City and Dreamhounds of Paris. That also runs until November 17th. That is a pretty sweet deal. So you can get a pretty nice starter collection for $9.95, which I think is pretty much the same price as if you just got the PDF for Trail of Cthulhu. All right, so my final news piece is something that I've actually mentioned just about every show. It'll be the last time I get to mention it until next year, because it is those free Halloween PDFs over at the One Bookshelf site. So if you go to Drive-Thru RPG or Drive-Thru Cards, or not Drive-Thru Cards, Drive-Thru Comics, Drive-Thru Fiction, Storyteller's Vault, and Dungeon Masters Guild, you search around, you're going to find all the little icons, like the little ghosts, little pieces of candy, bats. If you go to the gaminggang.com, it is still the most popular article going right now. Even with the new redesign, you can see it's in the upper left corner. It'll say about scoring all the free Halloween PDFs. If you click on that, I tell you exactly where all of these little icons are for you to click on at each of the sites in order to score yourself loads and loads of cool PDFs. Plenty of role-playing stuff, some comics, a little bit of fiction, but a vast majority, I would say probably 28 of the 39 items, maybe a little more than that, are all role-playing related. So don't miss out. Grab them while you can, because this will end tomorrow. So yes, and Kabuki Kid mentions, yes, I can see you guys tonight. Well, yes, I can see there's actually people in chat. Yep. Because last night was very, very weird. Very, very weird. Hey, it was weird. I finished up the show. It was kind of funny. I finished up the show and I was like, geez, nobody? And as soon as I finished, when I stopped the stream, I jumped over to YouTube because there's a little bit of a delay. And here I see all these people talking in chat. I'm like, don't know. Just wasn't working on my end. So, a few other things. One thing I want to mention, I found out about this. I shouldn't say I found out about it. I did find out about it today, but I forgot about it and just remembered about 3 minutes before I started the stream. If you go to Drive-Thru RPG today, and today only, you can get the PDF for Mutant Year Zero from Free League Publishing absolutely free. They're celebrating their adventure supplement that came out yesterday. So there you go. It's gonna be all free for you. Don't forget. So what if you go over there to go get your Halloween goodies? By all means, be sure to do a search for Mutant Year Zero. Costs you nothing, because I think it's usually like $15 for the PDF. Almost positive. So anyway, A couple other things I want to talk about. Yes, we are going to have the gaming marathon on Saturday. So it is from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. We're going to start off with Crowbar. I'm going to shoot the unboxing video for this probably after I finish up the show tonight, so I can actually jump in and take a look at this, because I'm going to start the show off with Crowbar, which is a solitaire game, because that gives Elliot and Cameron's friends, and Cameron's girlfriend, a little bit of time so they don't have to be there right at 8 o'clock in the morning. Because usually the opening 2 hours or so are usually really quiet for the gaming marathon. Hey, it might be really quiet for the whole thing. Can't tell you. I don't know. But we will be playing this. I'm sure my nephew Cameron will probably sit in on this. So that's what we'll be doing from 8 until 10. I got a bunch of stuff all over the place because I have been receiving some stuff in the mail. I got a bunch of things going on. So Dan from No Enemies here is like, yes. Made sure to put that at the end there. Looks like a hefty box. It is not. I mean, it's got some heft to it, but not real. It's not real heavy. So also from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., we're going to be playing some AEG stuff. So we're going to play Tiny Towns, which I really like. I think this is a great game for being just super easy to pick up and play. It's fun. I really enjoy it. So we're going to play that. And we're also going to play, because I'm sure we'll have enough time, we're going to play Ecos First Continent. So I think this is just coming out in stores now, to be honest with you. So we are going to be tackling that. Then from noon until 2, we're going to try to kill Hitler. Holy, I got this stuff spread all over the place, because we are going to be playing Black Orchestra from Starling Games. So I have to make sure I've got stuff that plays 5 people. That's basically what's going on, because there's 5 of us. So this is from noon until 2. So we will have some fun with that. Madman's like, I love Black Orchestra. It is a blast. It is not easy to win either. A lot of people are like, oh, because it's so funny. In the game, if you do assassinate Hitler, there's a little card. You're supposed to take a picture holding the card with your group, and you tweet it, and you put a hashtag. It's funny. So the Madman says that he's bumped off Der Fuhrer 2 out of 6 times. I think you got a better success rate than us. I think we're like 2 of 8 or something like that. We've only done it twice. All right. So anyway, so that will be until 2 o'clock. Then from 2 o'clock until 8, I'm going to do a 6-hour role-playing block. And it is a mashup of, well, it's kind of a mashup of Call of Cthulhu and Delta Green and other Cthulhu games out there, other Lovecraftian games. And it will be set in the 1950s. So it is going to be, it's going to be bizarre. I'll tell you that right now, because I'm trying to give you, because it is actually it's a published adventure I'm going to use as my base, and I am going to really do what I can to make it like one of those 50s kind of movies. Come on, gang, we gotta get all the rest of the teens together and go knock out that giant spider. Everybody's got to drive their cars over there and turn the lights on, so that we bathe the aliens in light, so they go. Yeah, I know. I've seen loads of these weird old 50s horror movies. So I'm trying to go for that kind of vibe. So it's gonna be fun. I don't know how entertaining it'll be to watch. I will do my best to make it entertaining. I will try to be a bit over the top. I'm usually pretty over the top as a game master. I use voices and stuff like that. Hey, come on, we'll have a good time. And of course, it is all to benefit the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Our local hospital is the Ann and Robert H. Laurie. I think it's H. Laurie, Children's Hospital of Chicago. So that is who we play for. We have also, we're going to have a giveaway with one that I know of. I'm trying to work some stuff out last minute. I do not know how well things are going to go, but my pal Mark H. Walker of Flying Pig Games fame and Tiny Battle Publishing fame is going to offer up a copy of Kursk. I guess Crowbar is pretty much gone. So I think that took that out of the equation. But he is going to offer up a copy of Kursk for the person who makes the largest donation during the 8 to 10 a.m. block. That's what I try to do. All right, Dan for No Enemies here. So rock on out. Good to see you, Dan. Anyway, I was going to say, I'm hoping to get some other stuff cooking as well. What I may end up doing, I have reached out to Chaosium to see if they might be interested in, maybe giving out like a starter set called Cthulhu. I should touch base with Shane and Rachel over at Art Dream about maybe doing something with maybe Delta Green. Like I said, what I'm running isn't specifically Delta Green or Call of Cthulhu or Trail of Cthulhu or Powered by the Apocalypse or anything like that. So we'll see what we can do. The Madman says he is going to visit his 102-year-old grandmother on Saturday. Wow, fantastic. That is awesome. 102. I'm lucky I made it to 52. So, all right. Anyway, so that's, we got stuff cooking. There are no show tomorrow because it's Halloween. No show Friday because I will be setting up everything over at my brother's house because that's where we're going to actually do the third annual TGG Gaming Marathon for the Kids is what we're calling it. So yeah. So I will be back on Monday though. Hopefully if you get a chance, even if you pop in for a few moments to check out the live stream on Saturday, I would definitely appreciate it. I am going to look to try to actually even set it up where anybody who's popping into the gaming gang looking at an article or something like that will see that we've got the live stream going. So I might actually do an autoplay video, which I hate. But here it's a live stream. I can do it just the one time this year, right? Just once. So we'll see what's cooking with that. So there's one last item that I did want to share, because if you're in the mix for something that's a bit more exciting than just a dice bag in order to carry around your gaming goodies, you might be interested in the Starfighter Skittermander pouch, which is coming from Ultra Pro. I just saw this. I was like, what? So, if you are familiar with Starfighter, these little characters, they're called Skittermanders. So it opens up and you can put like tokens or dice, and it's like, okay, so that's kind of funny. I thought that was pretty funny there. So kind of sweet, kind of cool. All right, and of course, everybody knows, if you're following thegaminggang.com, or if you watch the channel, or if you catch this show, you know, all of this is pretty much a not-for-profit endeavor. So for the final time, I am going to ask, if you dig the site, if you like the channel, if you catch the show and you dig that as well, by all means, please consider making a small donation to Lil Bub's Big Fund and the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Lil Bub's Big Fund provides grant monies to organizations throughout the United States who care for special needs animals who are awaiting adoption. These animals could be just a bit older, or they could require medication every day, could be blind or deaf, or have mobility issues. Regardless, these pets still do deserve to find loving homes, and as somebody who has adopted plenty of sheltered pets in my day, I can tell you from experience, any love you give to these critters will be repaid 100-fold. So, like I said, if you like the show, if you like the website, please consider making a small donation to Lil Bub's Big Fun. Of course, if you do, by all means, shoot me an email. My email address is right there in the lower corner. It's jeffmcaleer@thegaminggang.com, and I will be sure to give you a shout out on one of our upcoming shows. Kabuki Kid asks, who buys cats anyway? Always adopt. You know, I don't know. I am not the kind of person who would go like to a puppy mill or something like that. I mean, I know there are people who do, or actually know of someone who does that, who, you know, breeds animals just to like crank out some bucks off them and stuff. Trust me, they are not my favorite people in the world, but I do know them. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would always go to a shelter to try to find a pet. In fact, I got to be honest. I never bought a pet from a store. I always bought it either from bought it from a shelter, but there have been a couple of times that I adopted animals who could no longer be cared for by the people who own them. So there's, in fact, I've got a cat. She was mine before I moved out to Arizona, and she is now one of my brother's cats, Tigger. And I got that cat because it was the wife of a doctor's cat, and unfortunately she had cancer and she was dying and just could not handle having the cat around. So they were like, well, they didn't know if they couldn't get the cat a new home, they were going to take the cat to a shelter, which was a like kill shelter. And I was like, no, I'll take the cat. Come on. And I used to hate cats. I didn't like cats until I was in my 20s because cats really didn't like me. So, which was weird. All little kids and animals really like me, except cats used to not. Now they do. So, all right. So the Madman says 7 rescue cats in the past 20 years. Nice. Kabuki Kid's talking about it. Always adopting as well. John Vogel's heading out. Thanks, John. Have a great night. Everybody have a wonderful Halloween. If you actually involve yourself in Halloween. I know we got people from outside the United States. So I know, you know, UK and that Halloween's really not a thing usually. I don't think. Anyway, let me grab a quick sip and we'll wrap up for the night. As I like to point out, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, by all means, please do. And if you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it will not only notify you of when I upload standalone videos, of which there are many coming, it'll also tell you when this stream goes live in about a minute or two, as far as I understand. And of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit gaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. You know the drill. Get your geek on at gaminggang.com. So, as I mentioned, I will not be back until Monday, but of course, you can catch me and the gang on Saturday during our live stream. I'll have some stuff up on Twitter and things like that as far as it goes. Kabuki Kid has mentioned that they have adopted 2 kitties nearby. Oh, yeah. Cats are great. I ended up really getting into cats because they were kind of low maintenance. Although I have never had a cat who acted like a cat, or sort of like, oh, pet me. Oh, pet me. It's like, oh, I'm done. And then they're like off they go. No. My cats always act like little dogs, like they've got to be attached to my hip, which is fine. It's okay. So, and Kabuki Kid says it's Mischief Night in New Jersey. Is it kind of like Devil's Night? Devil's Night in Detroit, where they would like try to burn the city down. Yeah, it was like, oh, that's from The Crow, right? It's like, no, that's from real life and The Crow. So, all right, everybody who hung out and chat with me tonight, thank you very much for keeping me company. And if you're watching live and didn't take part in chat, thanks for watching live. But it doesn't matter if you watch live or on Memorex. I appreciate it. Truly, truly appreciate it, regardless if you're watching live or after the fact. So I will be back with a new episode on Monday. So have a great Halloween. Have a great weekend. Very safe Halloween, safe weekend. I'll be back on Monday. So until then, everybody, happy trails. Whoa, hey. I didn't realize that you were still here. Well, if that's the case, then allow me to share the following information with you that I only have 20 seconds to do. So let's all take a deep breath. So if you would like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel, please click right here. If you want to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. And if you'd like to check out a randomly selected standalone video, by all means, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McAleer, and thanks for watching.